Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ethan with Ready, Set, Resale. I would not born here today and make a video. I haven't really made long-form content on this channel yet, and it's something I want to get more into. Today's subject I really wanted to tackle is eBay worth selling on in 2025, or is reselling in general worth pursuing as a income or side income or something you just do a little bit here and there? 100% yes. Right out of the gate, I'm not gonna try and lead on with that for too long. Yeah, it's totally worth it. And most of the big businesses you see or know of or heard of are reselling in some way or another. Most, if not all, furniture businesses, real estate businesses, Walmart. I can think of a million other businesses that involve reselling. It's pretty much our entire world right now. Yeah, it's worth it. Now, is it worth it for you is a question. I mean, if you have a day job, say, that's paying you, between 30 and 50, and you have some higher goals, reselling's totally worth it. If you got a day job that's paying higher and it's satisfying your financial goals, then not really. The only reason you should be doing this from the get-go is to make money. It's not, because the fun of this runs out very fast when you're doing it day in, day out. Now, getting something on Saturday or Sunday at a flea market and selling it during the week and making a couple bucks, that's a wildly different thing than reselling every day of the week as a reliable source of your income. And or as a reliable source of income. Sorry, I misspoke. I know that a lot of people also believe it's a short-term thing where, I'm going to list stuff for 2 weeks and it's going to sell immediately, and that's most of the time not the case. I think a lot of people get that 2 week, from what I've noticed, and people in my life that I've introduced reselling to, is they hit a 2 week or 3 week streak of listing all the time, and they don't see immediate goals. So they don't hit their immediate goals and then they quit. Reselling is a long-term endeavor, in my opinion. It's something that you should be looking at from a long-term lens to do. And I don't think a lot of people do look at it through that lens, honestly. I think a lot of people look at it as a short-term come-up. And it can be. I mean, you could pick up a couch or, a fridge or freezer or some big piece of equipment like that and decide to flip it. It could sell in a day. That really well could happen. Or you could pick up a hat or something, it could resell in a day. But I personally have not seen that to the level of people doing it a lot. So for me, I resell, long story short, short story long, I resell clothing, vintage Christmas as of now, tools. I'm an everything seller. I've been reselling for 5 years. I've never done it full time. I've had stints where I've done it for in between jobs, but I've never done it full time for longer than a few months. And there's reasons for that. For me, it's not something currently that I see myself doing full time, but it can be. Also, I have a lot of responsibilities, so financial responsibilities, and reselling hasn't hit that threshold. I was looking up some statistics actually through my dear friend ChatGPT, and statistically speaking, only 13% of entrepreneurs in general will reach full-time income from their small business, which is what reselling is. When you're automatically a sole proprietor, according to the IRS, when you're reselling, and or when you're making any kind of money on the side. There's no threshold that you have for reporting. There's a threshold for what these companies report. There's thresholds for what a company is reporting, like eBay. But any money you make, you're supposed to report to the IRS in general. And that's the one weird thing that people talk about. They're like, oh, I didn't hit the threshold to get 1099 from eBay. Like, well, you still need to report the income. I don't know why. I'm not a CPA. This is not tax advice or any kind of advice like that. But it's an odd thing people do. They're like, oh, I didn't make enough to report. I'm like, no, you definitely have to report everything. But obviously, it's not the reality of life for a lot of people. But anyway, back to the main point of the video. Is reselling worth it in 2025? 100%. I think You have to go in it from a business mindset, though. You have to go to the flea market and go, how long have I been here? What am I buying? What am I selling? What do I want to sell? What do I want my store to look like? What do I want people to perceive me as? Because if you don't take it serious, then nobody else around you is going to take it serious. And when you tell them, hey, I'm going to go work on my eBay, or hey, I'm going to go work on my reselling business, you know, even the difference between saying reselling business and I'm going to go throw a few listings up on eBay is a massive difference. I have 10 times more respect for someone because I'm going to work on my business. You know, I'm going to work in my business, or I'm going to work on customer relations, or I'm going to go work on meeting some new suppliers, doing some new stuff. Like even that versus, I'm just going to go hang out at the flea market for a few hours with my friends and look for t-shirts. I'll look for, which is fine. Do what you want, but there's a massive difference in those things. And I think anybody getting into this would benefit greatly from treating it as a business right from the jump. Now, you know, this isn't a typical business where you're working inside people's homes, or you're working with a lot of people every day. You're not really, don't have the concerns of a lot of businesses have. Like a lot of service-based businesses or product-based businesses have a lot of fear of like what their product's going to, like, it might hurt somebody or something. I don't think a lot of people reselling that might cross their mind. So there's no worry on that end about things, but it all depends on you and what your goals are in this situation. For a normal person with a 9-to-5 making $52 a year right now in America, the average salary, not average household, the average salary, and they might have some bigger financial goals. They might want to get out of it $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $10,000, $20,000 in debt. It's a great way to do that. And it's a great way to also get rid of things around your house and not pay huge taxes on it. Because if you have all this stuff in your house that you bought with your non-eBay money, but you bought stuff and you have receipts for it, you can find the receipts for it, you can claim that as a loss against what you make. So say I bought a copy of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a video game that came out a couple years ago, and I bought it new for $50. Well, if I sell it now for $10, which is what it's going for, I took a $40 loss on that, and that's what I'm going to be paying. I'm not going to be paid anything on that because I took $40 loss. Actually, it's counted against me. It doesn't mean they're going to give the money back, but it's counted against you at the end of the year, so it's actually really good. But I would, number one, if you're starting reselling now, I would start by taking what you have around your house before you go to any flea markets, yard sales, garages, garage sales, anything of that nature. I would go directly to your garage or your closet, get out stuff you haven't worn in 6 months, you know, get out that pile of jeans that is never going to fit you, that you are saving for and you think is going to fit you. Get all that out, do what you got to do, and start listing that stuff. Go to sold comps on eBay. Check out the sellers that are selling a lot of stuff in the category that you're trying to do. Take some influence from their listings. See what is on their listings that you are noticing. What's their photography setup? What's their nice stuff? The best setup for light when you're beginning is outdoor sunlight. Find a nice sunny day this week or plan it and go throw a carpet down on the ground or something on the ground. Even the grass, I mean, you can just do the grass if it's dry and take pictures and start. The biggest thing is starting. The biggest thing is not hunting for inventory. That's where a lot of people get caught up in. You don't really want to be spending all your time hunting for inventory. Obviously, as you progress in this, it's different. But get your first items up. Use the SKU system that eBay has. Put it in a bin. You know, you can start an eBay business out of a bin under your bed, a bin in your closet. You can fit, 30 pairs of jeans in a normal storage tote. Throw them up. Everybody's got extra clothes around. Throw any old remotes that you might have laying around for stuff. Any old consoles that you're not using. eBay's a great tool for getting rid of that kind of stuff. And in the beginning, it's more challenging than having an established store. I understand that. But very, very, very quickly, eBay can become a money multiplier for people. And keeping the money separate and allowing the money to grow as its own thing is a huge deal. Do not mix it with your personal finances if you plan on doing this long term. Keep it separate. From day one, get a separate bank account for the eBay profits and the eBay expenses, obviously. Get a card. My recommendation would be get a completely different bank, have everything separately, and then go from there. And at a certain point of revenue, you you will want an LLC, but that's not something you have to worry about at the beginning. The biggest thing in the beginning is getting listings up that are high quality that will sell. If you have a pair of jeans that's got 50 stains on it and 50 holes, unless you have some kind of niche market, do not even bother. Throw it away. Unless it's in mint condition, because it doesn't matter what you say in the descriptions, somebody will message you because you're a new seller and go, oh wow, you didn't mention this hole or this hole, which is not true, you probably did. And they will try and make it seem like, you didn't even mention something, try to get a freebie. eBay is full of a lot of people trying to get freebies. Scams are not a huge problem, but they are a problem, and it does happen all the time. It's not 1 out of 100 I might get where it's like someone's purposely just trying to do that. But the cheaper stuff, I will tell you, has the worst customer base. And 90% of eBay is cheap stuff below $10. But the cheaper something is, the more of a problem I've had with it. I've had where I've liquidated half my store for $1 an item, and I didn't make any money on it. I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff I was moving, and I had some terrible customer interactions that were at $1. You wouldn't think you would. You go, they're just getting. You'd think they'd be really happy with that, but they weren't. So, yeah, don't want to do that. So focus on getting stuff out of your house, out of your apartment, out of your garage, your kids' toys. Anything that you're not using. This gives you a good chance to become a little more minimalist too, because you can see stuff through a dollar sign perspective. But everybody's got a lot of stuff around that's worth probably quite a bit of money, and you could, make some money off of it. It wouldn't hurt, and hopefully it sells in a decent time, a lot of time. Sorry, you don't want stuff sitting around forever. But yeah, before you go to the first Goodwill or garage sale, flea market, which you probably already have because you think you're going to be, killing it, get listings up from your house and get some kind of photography set up and some kind of thing going on. You don't need much, and get things up and see how that goes. If you like it and you can do it consistently, start with 1 to 2 listings a day, or you can batch listings. You can do 10 on Sunday and release them during the week. I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, do what you want, but daily consistency is a lot more important. eBay wants to see daily listings. I don't know why. I don't have the computer software that runs eBay. I don't know. I don't understand how that works. But they want to see daily listings. They want to see daily listings. They want to see on-time shipping. They want to see good prices. And that's about it. And the larger the store doesn't really mean anything. I've seen stores shut down that had a lot of listings. I've seen stores shut down that have 2 listings. eBay doesn't have a preference to the size of your store. What they have a preference to is your quality listings. And in 2025, reselling is harder than ever. That's the truth. It's difficult. The days of going to a Goodwill and coming out with $10,000 worth of stuff, and you're just a millionaire overnight, it's not real anymore. It's not. And I live in Pennsylvania, and I've noticed that. And the store, and I'm not even in a really bad area for that. I know people who live in California, and some of the Colorado, some of the Goodwills around there are just crazy what the prices are. A Patagonia jacket's going for $50, $60, $190, $100. The days of going into Goodwill and utilizing that as a sourcing is difficult. It's still there, but you have to be more knowledgeable than the rest of the people. Your best bet is finding Facebook Marketplace is the best tool for resellers. It's one of the best tools we have for resellers. You can find estate sales, garage sales, private deals, and it doesn't hurt to ask. When you go to these garage sales and you're looking around, say you're into video games, ask, do you have video games? Do you have any video? Even if you're at a yard sale and they don't have a single thing out, all they have is clothing, go ahead and ask. Say, do you have video games? Do you have old remotes? Do you have this? Because they probably have it inside. They're probably trying to get rid of it. There's tons of people with a pile of crap in their basement. They go, oh wow, I never would have thought of bringing this out. And yeah, they bring it out. Next thing you know, you've got quite a bit of inventory to pick through. So anyway, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna try to make more of this long form content. I'm trying to get back in eBay a little heavier this year. Keep you guys updated. I think my next video I'm gonna do is in my office and show you guys a little bit of what I do to make some sales happen. Anyway, take it easy.